This conference will now be recorded.
So let us start it now. And so in previous demo session, we understood the concept of EPPM, Enterprise Portfolio and Project Management. And apart from that, we understood the concept of project types in SAP project system. So my today's agenda is to explain what is investment management module in SAP. Okay, so that is the first thing which I need to explain. Okay, then we'll understand the key benefits of SAP IM, investment management. Okay, and then we'll take one business case of investment project. Okay, and the same business case we will take it next to understand the further process of IM, and then we'll take it the same business case to project system. So here we'll understand the same business case end to end, starting from as a initiation and then how it is going for analysis, and further how it is going for detailed planning and then execution and then closure. Okay, and then we'll understand master data in SAP. Okay, so when we are starting any project or in many transaction, in various transaction of SAP, we are using master data. So just I'll give you some overview on master data concept in SAP, and then we'll go through understand the master data in SAP IM. Okay, and then we'll go to understand how to create a master data. So program structure is the one of master data in investment management. We'll understand how to create this program structure in IM. Okay, and then we'll understand the basic configuration to create a program structure. Okay, so let us go to the next to understand. So in previous session, the concept of project type is already explained, where we are having two categories of project. First is an internally financed project, which is being financed by organization itself, and then another is an externally financed project, which is being financed by customer. In internally financed project, further it is divided into two, that is the investment project and overhead or cost project. Okay, so we understand in investment project we don't have customer. Okay, whenever we are planning for investment, we are doing the pre-investment analysis, and once it is beneficial for us and it is aligning with the organization objectives, we are executing, we are proceeding further for this kind of project. So here IM module is helping us to manage our activities, that is a pre-investment analysis activities, and further when the project is executed, to manage the AUC, asset under construction, we are using investment management. And further in overhead cost project, we don't have any customer in this case. All the expenses, all the amount which we have incurred in the project, that has to be transferred to expense account. Further, to externally finance project, we are calling it as a customer project also. Here we are executing this project as per customers organization goals, and the best example, engineering construction and operation project and make to order project. So here further to understand, when we are understanding the concept of investment management, okay, the first question comes, why we are using investment management. Okay, so here the investment management provides functions to support the planning, investment and financial process for capital investments, project that fall primarily under overhead and the maintenance programs. Okay, so if we understood, we already know that these are the three different type of projects we are having in the project system. We can easily understand that these are the major processes where we are going to use investment management. So investment management we are using for the capital investment project. Okay, we are using for the overhead cost project, and we are using for maintenance programs, means maintenance project or outage project or overhaul project. So these are the different terminologies for maintenance project which we are using in the business. So here the investment management, this module we are using for planning and investment and financing. So here planning means the initial planning, like primarily planning, your initial planning, cost planning. Okay, then further the budgeting. Okay, and then further to decide that this project is beneficial for us or not. That is the investment or pre-investment analysis. And then further to control the budget, which comes under financial processes, okay, or financing processes. So here the capital investment, the example of capital investment project is acquisition of fixed assets, okay, or let's say if you are doing any investment in the research and development, okay. Another example, let's say if I say for capital investment, we are the company, okay, and to manage our day-to-day activities we would like to implement any ERP, okay. So how this implementation of ERP is helping us in my day-to-day activity, okay, how exactly it is saving my time of transaction, where my employees can concentrate on some other task, okay, and how easily I'm getting the reports with the help of the different dashboards and other reports, standard reports or custom reports. So with reference to that, how exactly it is saving my time, okay, and apart from that, whenever we are implementing any ERP, how easily we are handling our day-to-day business activity, apart from that, where we are maintaining the data and all. So with respect to that, we can find out, we can calculate the ROI, return on investment. So this kind of project is called capital project. Okay. Another is a cost project. Okay, as I explained in my previous demo also, cost project where we are putting our amount in expense account, and then it is going to further taken to expense account after settlement. Let's say education of employees. So we as an organization, when we are talking, so whenever we are putting the amount to improve the learning of my employees, okay. Let's say if I am planning, if we as an organization we are providing, we are arranging for some professional trainings to my for my employees. So in that case, this is direct amount which I'm going to put into expenses, okay. Or let's say I'll take another example, okay. Let's say we are the infrastructure company, okay, and in this case we got some projects to, let's say road project, we where we need to construct a road, and along with that road we need to do some plantation, okay. So road construction is my project where I'll get revenue. But plantation, that is a part of that some environmental health, okay, where it is mandatory as per the government norms. So where I'm doing the plantation, for that government is not going to pay anything, or my customer is not going to pay anything. That is the direct expense where I need to do to get my project. So that is the other part where you can manage your estimation directly in the road project. But as and when I'm going to execute this kind of project, the complete amount has to be taken into the expense. So that is my expense project or cost project. Then maintenance program, as I explained, where we are doing the maintenances, okay. So maintenance, whatever the activities I am going to do which is not going to help or which is not going to add any asset value, in that case this should be considered as an expenses, okay. So here investment management, it is helping us to know the success factor, or the know, or like how beneficial this project is further. Here investment management is helping us. Apart from that, it is helping us to control the budget, okay. We'll see in upcoming sessions how it is helping in controlling the budget and all. Why we use investment management in SAP, okay. So as of now, I'm just going through with this slide, but once you'll go further to understand the different transaction in the IM, automatically it will be understood. And we are going to execute, we are going to understand this complete module in the same steps, okay. That how it is helping us in effective capital budgeting, okay. Then appropriation request process, then budget control and monitoring, and then integration with the asset accounting, and then project cost and tracking. So these are the major areas where IM is helping us. Okay, I'll come back on this explanation. Okay, just I'm giving a glance here, but I'll come back again to explain uh, once we will finish IM. Okay, it is helping us to plan and approve investment in the structured way. Okay, before coming to explaining these investment management key benefits, let me directly jump to Okay, one business scenario. I'll come back here. Okay, so this is my one of business process scenario. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. So let's say I've taken one example of here ABB Limited. Okay, this is a Swiss company. Okay, ABB Limited. This company is in manufacture. They are manufacturing switch gears. They are manufacturing equipments like transformer. Okay, and how exactly they are planning for any further investment for upcoming years. Okay, so this is just one example I have taken how generally companies working. Okay, so let's say if we are sitting here in 2025. Okay, this is an old slide, so it is written here 2020, but just consider it as 2025. So here we are sitting in 2025, and we need to plan our investment for coming years. So generally companies are having 1 year plan, 5 years plan, 10 years plans of expansion. Okay, accordingly they are working. So for example, this ABB Limited, we are sitting here in 2025, and by understanding the market requirement, we need to improve our production of transformer, let's say. Okay. So here this company, they are in three major areas. Okay. They are in different areas also, but I have taken only example of these three areas. Okay. First is the infrastructure division. This division is responsible to do the electrification in rural area of India. Okay. Robotic division. This division is responsible. They are managing for manufacturing of robots. So they are having R&D projects. Okay, and they are having manufacturing projects of robotics also. Then transformer division. This division is having two different departments, that is a step up and step down. Okay, so where they are manufacturing their transformers. So let's say by considering the expansion, okay, by considering the market demand, okay, they need to improve the production of their transformers. Okay, so accordingly they need to do the investment. Okay, so how requirements will come? Okay, let's say that the strategic manager, okay, consider the strategic manager has given some requirement. Okay, that this is the particular area where we need to do the additional production of step up transformer. Okay, so to achieve that particular number of transformer, we need to improve either our existing system or we need to do the construction of new plant. Okay, it is similar like how I have given example of utility company. Okay, so in this case, they are going to submit the requirement here, the last step of this complete structure which is shown here, and then it is going to be rolled up. Okay, let's say in a step up, we are having different projects. For example, we are having some maintenance project, we are having some additional infrastructure where we need to do, or let's say if we need to construct some additional plant. Okay, so all these projects are going to capture, or it is going to be managed by step up department, for example. So all this project will be estimated here, and then this estimation amount will be submitted to the next level of this hierarchy. Let's say transformer division, then it will take into higher management. Okay, and higher management will approve, higher management will agree or disagree on submission of all this estimation. Okay, so this approach we are calling from planning perspective, it is bottom to top approach. Okay, there is another approach where we are going to top to down. Okay, so to manage this estimation, or how we are going to manage further our budget and all these activities, that has to be managed through some structure. Okay, we are calling it as a investment program structure. Okay, so by just looking into this slide, you can easily come to know that these are my different divisions. Okay, and accordingly whatever the requirement is coming, it is going to consider under within the same division, and then further it is going to next level for approval. Okay, once it is approved, then it is going for more detail of planning. Okay, so here these individual department in system, we are considering it as a positions. Okay, and when we are creating this head, it is a program definition. Okay, this is a program definition. So let's say in sitting in 2025, and I would like to plan for my next 5 years. Okay, I will create a plan for coming 5 years investment. Okay, so let's say we can call it as a ABB limited program for 2025. Okay, and this is a 5 years program. This program is going to approve in year 2025, which is going to be applicable for next 5 years. Let's say 2006, 26, 7, 8, 9, and 30, 2030. Okay, further, it is mandatory to create a top position here, and then further we can structurize based on some parameters. So here I have taken a provision of department. Okay, I have considered the department as a program position. Apart from that, we can have product also. We can have some different dimensions to consider these positions. I'll take you through in the next slide for understanding. Okay, so this complete structure we are calling investment program structure, which is having the program definition and program top position and then further level of positions. Okay, so here we can create a multi-level of positions, which is going to be used to manage our further transaction within the organization for this program. Okay, so this means first we need to define this program structure. Okay, then based on that we are going to understand how we are going to manage the planning. Okay, this the planning can be my cost planning or my budget planning. Okay, or how I'm going to control my budget in any organization. Okay, so this is one of master data. Okay, master data, you'll understand the definition of master data, but just to consider here in this slide, this is my master data. That is a program definition, top positions, and further level of position. Okay, so here I'm coming back. This position, this program structure, investment program structure, is going to become a base for all the transactions which we are going to do within IM, investment management. So here what we are saying, this is helping us to manage our budgeting. Okay, it is helping to manage my budget and approve investment in a structured way. So as I shown you, that is a structure. Okay, it is ensuring the funds which are allocated to the most valuable projects. Okay, then it is supporting multi-year planning and fund prioritization. So what is happening in this case whenever we are doing this planning? Okay, first we are creating this structure. Okay, so whenever any demand is coming, okay, whenever any demand is coming, we are adding here. Okay, this demand is going to be add here. Okay, so here we are calling it as a proposal or demand. So this proposal or demand can be multiples. So whatever demand is coming under that particular department, that has to be submitted by that department. Okay, for example, let's say if any new R&D project need to be start by this robotic division. Okay, so they will submit this demand under this division. Okay, same way here. So first of all, this demand will be submitted. Okay, this demand will be submitted and then it will go for analysis. Okay, analysis, it need to be understand whether it is aligning with my organization objectives or not, and it need to be understand whether it is feasible or not. So feasibility will be checked in two perspective, whether it is a financially feasible or is it possible to achieve it technically, is going to take it to the next. Okay, so let's say if I'm saying okay, this demand is approved, and based on that this planning cost, okay, plan values of that particular demand will be taken to the next. So let's say if I'm saying here strategic manager is submitting this demand, and then it is coming to the department head, and then once it is approved by department head, it is going to the, let's say, divisional head, and then divisional head to it is going to the next level, let's say program manager or someone else. Okay, let's say VP or EVP, and then only it is approved that this much of budget we are going to approve for particular demand. Okay, once it is approved, then it is going to become a project for us, and then this project has to be managed into project system. Okay, so here whatever the values of cost we are going to define, that we are going to manage within the investment management. Apart from that, once the cost is approved, it is going to be considered as a budget, and which is going to be controlled within the system automatically. Okay, within the investment management. Okay, so similar example I have taken here for this case, Godrej properties. Okay, Godrej property, what I was saying, that first we need to create a, we will have one like this kind of structure, Godrej group of companies, which is having different companies. Let's say Godrej Infotech, Godrej Consumer Product, and then Godrej Properties. Then this company is having vision and mission, means it is a object. This you can say it is the objective of company. Okay, so objective basically generally in companies what it used to be, it is a vision and mission. Along with that, we used to have strategic objectives of the companies, and then business rules to achieve that strategic objectives. Okay, so whenever we are going to submit any proposal, that has to be aligned with my objectives of the company, means it has to be, it's supposed to support your vision and mission of the organization. So here this proposal of investment is going to be approved. Okay. Once it is approved, then only it is going to become a project. Okay. So here we are talking here now. This Godrej Properties, Godrej Infotech, Godrej Consumer Product. This is my investment program structure. Okay, so here I have considered it is based on the legal companies. Okay, so group of companies I'm saying it is a program, and individual companies I'm saying it's a position. And further, vision and mission we can consider somewhere as a like a plan somewhere, let's say some Z or custom, where whenever we are going to submit a proposal, that has to be aligned with this objectives of the organization. And once it is aligned, once I'm saying okay, this is aligning with that my objectives of the organization, and then it is going to analyze. So this proposal will be approved at first level in analysis. Okay, then once it is done, it is going to send to the feasibility team. They will check financial feasibility and technical feasibility, and once it is approved, then it is going to become a project. Okay, so this means this is a data, your investment program structure, which is going to be used again and again. Okay, again and again in transaction, further transactions. Okay, so this we are calling it as a master data. So when we are coming to understand the definition of master data, okay, see here I'm going in bits and pieces, but when we'll see that entire picture, everything will be clear here. So here master data in SAP, it is a the master data in SAP refers to the core data that is essentials to business operations, and it is used across multiple transaction and processes. It is relatively stable over time. So this data supposed to be stable over the time. So when we are starting, okay, so here program structure, okay, that is my master data because it is going to be remain as it is till end of my project. Okay, it is not going to be used, it is not going to be changed again. Okay, so unlike transactional data, it will not be like transactional data. So whenever we are doing any transaction, for example with respective to this particular program structure, if we are doing any cost planning, okay, so cost planning can be done in different versions, so that is my transactional data. Okay, or let's say uh, budget planning, okay, that is also my transaction data. Okay, but here as it is this in this master data, this data is going to remain as it is till end of this complete process. Okay, so that's why it is a master data in SAP in investment management. I have taken some example of master data, okay, just to understand here, but as of now we'll focus on master data of SAP IM only. So here in the module SAP MM, we are having material master, we are having vendor master, we are having purchasing information record, because we are going to use this data as it is. Okay, SAP SD, we are having customer master record, we are having material master with the sales view, pricing conditions. Similarly, in SAP FI, we are having GL account, customers, vendors, masters, cost elements. SAP controlling is having cost centers, internal order, profit center. Plant maintenance, we are having equipment, function, location, task list, maintenance plans. Okay. HCM, we are having employee master data, organization structure. Production planning, we are having work center, bill of material, routings. And similarly in QM, quality management, we are having inspection characteristics, quality information record. Okay. This is just some idea here. Okay. We are going to understand some of master data in upcoming sessions. Okay. Whenever it is applicable, I'll explain that this particular master data, it's a prerequisite to understand the next transactions, business transactions. Okay, but as it is just starting, so we are understanding the master data available in SAP. Okay, so this is just one overview. So here in investment management we are having master data. Okay, so just now we understood that there is some structure, we are calling it as a investment program structure, which is having program definition, it is having positions. Okay, that is the major things which we understand. So here investment program, okay, investment program and investment positions. Okay, these are the master data. Later on we'll understand the investment measures, we will understand appropriation request, budget profile, plan profile. These are the configurational master data where we are maintaining these profiles in the configuration. Okay, then IM assignment settings. Okay, that is different part, but just major we are calling that investment program and investment program positions are my master data. Okay, which comes within the investment program structure itself. Okay, any question here please?
Yeah, sir. For PS, it is said there is no such PS specific master data. Is it correct?
PS project is a master data na?
Okay.
WBS is a master data, network is a master data, network activity is a master data, work center we are using, that is a master data. Okay, but organization structure, we don't have org structure in project system. Okay, that will understand. Okay, here also we'll understand the org and all. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I hope this particular slide is clear, right? Okay, now let us understand this one more slide here. One second. Okay, one more slide I have added here. Yeah, this one. Let me explain this one also. See here, when we are creating investment program structure, okay, this we need to understand that what perspective we are creating, reference to what perspective we are creating this investment program structure. So in previous example I have taken where the program positions we have created for a department or for a division. Okay, so here we can create a program structure which can be considered as a strategic categories, or it can be based on some investment like a project city based, that is a location based on also we can create. Okay, so department ways we can, org structure based on the organizational structure we can create based on the based on the product, also product categories we can create based on the, let's say, location wise also. Okay, so for example, let's say if I'm saying I'm the Godrej properties. Okay, and I would like to manage my I would like to manage my investment based on the location, for example. So here I can say that is a North India. Okay, North India. This is a, okay, and this can be East and West. Okay, Eastern West India. Okay, again, this can be divided into cities if you want to manage your uh, investment based on the cities also. Okay, so let's say in North India, this can be Delhi. Okay, likewise. So that is another way how we can structurize. It is purely depend on the reporting and how you are managing your investment and approvals. Okay, in some cases it can be based on the product also. Let's say it's a Godrej properties. Okay, and here you are saying, let's say this is your commercial project. Okay, and here it is a residential project. Okay, and here it is a infrastructure project, for example. Within commercial project you are having malls, let's say. Okay, and again you are having, let's say, high street projects. Okay, so likewise you can structurize. So whenever you are going to start any project, let's say within the mall. Okay, let's say if uh, you are going to construct a new mall. Okay, so this proposal has to be created under these positions. Okay, so your planning, estimation, your budgeting, everything is going to flow based on these positions. Okay, another way you can keep it based on the product. For example, let's say if I will take example of Wipro. Okay, this Wipro, if they want to manage their investment for, let's say, for some R&D project they have started. Okay, in different technology. Let's say some R&D projects, for example, in uh, robotics or AI, for example. Okay, this is one of product, and another they are having in SAP, and then let's say they are having Java. So likewise, this can be structurized. Okay, so here I have taken one example. If you see this slide, this one. Okay, here this company, let's say Godrej Properties, they are going to define one program for coming 5 years. We are for the capital project. Okay, and here they are going to manage within the three categories strategically. Okay, so they are going to structurize based on the strategic categories. So let's say first is a residential development, then commercial development, then IT infrastructure, then sustainability and green projects. So here in system for individual program definition and for positions, we are defining some codes. Okay, so let's say if you see here is RES underscore DV underscore 2025R, that is a 2025. It is a code. Okay, so here we'll understand the system, how to define these codes and all. And let's say under the residential development, again we are having further three three positions. Okay, one is for Mumbai residential, another is for Bangalore garden villa, next is a Pune hillside apartment. So these are the three different positions, and under that we can have new proposals and the projects. Okay, so this is our investment program structure. Okay, any question here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In when we are using projects, that investment program, it has to be from higher to lower distribution, or is it any other case that from it will go from means top to bottom, or bottom to top also it is applicable?
See, this is bottom to top. Okay, first bottom to top, then top to bottom. Bottom to
Okay.
top will be basis for planning. Okay, for example, how you will understand your requirement. It is not like let's say if I take this example. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, let's say if you see this is a ABB limited program, infrastructure division, robotics division, and transformer division. Okay, so here the person who's sitting here, how will understand that what is exactly the requirement from ground to
Yes.
decide that investment, right?
Yes,
He
yes,
should have some basis, correct?
correct.
And how this basis will be available there? It will be basis based on the proposals. Okay, proposals means first requirement. Whatever requirement is going to be submitted, it has to be aligned with your objectives of the organization. Objective, it should not be anything unturned, right? It should be something which is already aligned with your or objectives. Okay, so whenever any proposal is going to submit, okay, then it has to be like estimation has to be calculated, then feasibility has to be checked, then only this detail will go to the higher management. So the basis of take a decision is going to take it from bottom to top, and then top level position that people will decide, okay, yes, we are going for this investment, then only they will allocate the budget. Same process we are following in government also. Let's say if you see the Indian government, okay, Indian government, different departments are there. Education ministry is there, finance ministry is there, okay, then finance minister is there. So let's say if you see the education minister, how he will understand that what is exactly is required on the ground. Someone from the ground level need to send a report that this particular area we need these many schools, right? That district
Yes,
magistrate will prepare a report and will send it to the next level. Okay, then it will go to the state level, and then further it will go to the central, and then they will understand, okay, this is the requirement, this is the estimation. Based on that, they will allocate the fund. Okay, once fund is allocated, then it will go to execute further. So fund, how it will be allocated? In combined, in bulk, this will not be calculated like, okay, assign this money like a particular budget to particular project which is going to be executed to construct a single school. No, it will come as a bulk. Let's say 200,000 crore education budget we are going to assign to the Uttar Pradesh or Delhi, right? Then it will come to that particular state, then it is going to distribute further to the district level, then it is going to distribute to the project level. So how
correct.
exactly it is having it is working? First proposal is going to be submitted, and then it is going to next level for approval, and then further approval. Then once the estimation is approved, then it is going to distribute. So
District.
bottom to top is my budget, my cost estimation, and top to down is my budget distribution.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. I got it.
Yeah.
Yes,
So budget will be taken it to the next to the project execution, that we can manage, we can transfer the budget from IM to project system. We'll understand that scenario later stage. So here my first motive to understand how we are going to define the investment program structure first. Okay. Then we'll understand how these values is going to be managed, like as a cost, as an estimation, and when, how it is going to the approval. Okay. How it is going for the approval and all. So here, when we are going to define this master data, okay, when we are going to define this master data, that is my investment program structure as an IM. Okay, we need to perform some transaction in the system. Okay, so when we are going to perform the transaction in the system, before that, let us understand one more thing, that how to access the system. Okay, Joseph is new to SAP. Okay, so this particular topic is for him. Okay, see how we can access SAP. Okay, there are three different ways to access the SAP. Okay, we can access it through GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, we can access it through NetWeaver, and we can access through Fury application. Okay, here GUI, NetWeaver, and Fury application, all these three different these are the three different ways to access the SAP to perform the transactions. Okay, in GUI you can perform the transaction directly, in NetWeaver also you can perform, and Fury application also you can perform the transactions. But there is a difference between all these three when we are performing the transactions. GUI basically perform any transaction through GUI. First of all, GUI setup should be in your system. Okay, that particular GUI is supposed to be installed in your system, and your server and all details supposed to be maintained there in the GUI. Okay, then only you can access the server and then perform the transaction. So when you are performing the transaction here, okay, you need to access the transaction code. Okay, you need to put a transaction code, and then you can execute that particular transaction. Okay, here in NetWeaver, when we are performing any transaction, the same transaction code which you have access here in graphical user interface, it is converted as a link. Okay, so no need to memorize the transaction code. Directly you just click on that link, you can execute the transaction, you can perform that transaction. Okay, and here in the Fiori application, the same transaction code has been converted as a application. So here there will not a link, only application will be there. So you just need to click on that application. In background, same transaction code is being executed. Okay, and here you can execute the transactions here in the Fiori application. Okay, let me show you all these three. Okay, how you can see this. So there are two part here. One is a configuration part, another is a usage part. Okay, so usage means how you are using your software, how you are using the transactions. Okay, so all these three ways you can perform, you can use the transaction. Okay, but for the configuration perspective, always GUI is going to be used. Okay, graphical user interface. So let us see how to access the system here. Yeah, Joseph, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, great, great. See here, when we are accessing SAP through GUI, okay, first of all, you should have this SAP logon. Okay, so there is a setup. Once you are executing that setup, you will see this SAP logon pad here in your system. Okay, here you can add the servers. Okay, so here you can see the connection. You just click here go to the next description, you enter the description, you enter the application server, instance number, and system ID. These are the technical details which has to be provided by SAP basis team. Okay, once it is done, you just need to click here on the finish, and here you will get, okay, this similar to this. Okay, let's say this is a description, application server, instance number, system ID, and all. So here you will get this item, this line here. So to log in into SAP, you just click here, this screen will open. Here enter the user ID and then password. Okay, so this is a GUI screen, graphical user interface. Okay, so you can see here, let me explain this screen first. Okay, here in GUI you will see two options. Okay, one is a user menu, another is a SAP menu. Okay, once you click here in the SAP menu, here you will see two sections, two folders. One is the SAP menu, another is a favorite. Okay, in SAP menu you can see a multiple folders here, and here under the accounting, then go to uh, investment management. You will see this module here, investment management, and just below to that project system is also there. So once you click here in investment management, okay, you will see further folders: appropriation request, program, internal order, investment project, and asset. These are the areas, major areas where we are going to perform the transaction. So here under the programs, you go to the master data, you go to the investment program structure, sorry, go to investment program definition. So here this transaction, sorry, one second, investment program definition, this one. Here IM01, this is a transaction code, okay, through which you can create a program definition. Okay, so here either you go through the same path which I followed now, or if you remember this transaction code directly, you can put this transaction code here. So let's say if I execute this transaction code here, you just double click here, it will take you to this screen. Okay, same way, let's say if you want to execute directly without following this path, you just directly enter this code here, IM01, in this transaction area. Okay, enter, it will take you to the same screen. So this is transaction which is being executed by business. Okay, but apart from that, there is some screen, some backend system where you are going to configure the system. Okay, that we'll understand later, but this is just the place where you are performing the transaction as an end user. Okay, similar transaction through NetWeaver business client. Okay, so to access the NetWeaver business client, there is a standard transaction called NWBC. Okay, NWBC. So if you enter here NWBC, it will take you to the NetWeaver business client directly. Okay, we'll see that. So here this is a SAP menu. Okay, apart from that you will see here user menu also. So user menu here you will see all the transaction for which you are authorized. Okay, so let's say if 100 transactions you are authorized to execute, that 100 transaction will come here in the different folders. Okay, so here SAP menu will remain same worldwide if it is the same version of SAP. Okay, there will not be any change. Okay, but this user menu will be different as per the roles, as per the authorization given to your user ID. Okay, apart from that, if you have any transaction code which you want to add into favorite, you directly come to this favorite folder, you right click here, go to instruction transaction, you can add into the folder. So for example, let's say if I want to add here IM01 in favorite, so here it will come create investment program. Okay, so here favorite will be available here in the SAP menu or and in the SAP user menu, both the places you can see this. Okay, now let us see how to access NWBC. So here you enter NWBC. So if okay, let me see advance, go to continue. Yeah, so here system is asking me to enter the credentials. So I entered the credentials. Now here I can see all the roles which is provided to my user ID. Okay, so I can directly access that particular transactions which has been included in that particular role by clicking on that link, or just click here on NWBC, it will take me to the detail screen. Okay, so here basically some restricted authorization is given to my user ID, so that's why only few folders are coming here. So let's say if I want to execute any transaction in project management, for example. Okay, so I can directly click here, and then if I want to create any project, just click on the create. So here I'm not executing any transaction code directly, it is just link. Okay, there is some button is given or some link, so back in backend there is a some link is working to perform that particular transaction. Okay, that is the NWBC. It is simple way to understand the difference between all these three. Okay, then another is a Fury applications. Okay, so let us see how Fury application is there. So I'll go to the SAP again. So from the same GUI screen, you can open your Fury application also. So to access that Fury application, the transaction is forward slash UI2 forward slash FLP. Double click here, it will take me here in Fury application. So it is asking the credentials PAPM1. Okay, now you can see the different applications. Okay, tiles to perform the transaction. Okay, so here I can see portfolio, I can see create commercial project, different applications are there. Okay, so if I want to execute, let's say if I want to execute the transaction to create a program definition, the transaction code is IM01. Okay, so here if it is not showing, I can add in my this slide in this particular area also. Okay, so to add here, go to here. Okay, go to app finder. Okay, then you will see three buttons here: catalog, user menu, SAP menu. IM01 is standard transaction, so I need to find it from SAP menu. You click here, you can find it here. Okay, the same path is given here also. Accounting, go go to programs. Okay, go to master data, go to investment program structure. Okay, no subfolders. Change investment program structure, display investment program structure. These are the two transactions given. But let me go to the exact, that is the investment program definition. You click here. So now you can see three transactions. Okay, create investment program, display investment program, and change investment program. So let me add this create investment program here. Once I click here, it is showing me this is already added into my homes. Okay, that is a my home. There is one tab there. Okay, let me add into overview also. Okay, similarly, I'll add this display investment program also. So my homes overview, same change investment program, I'll add it here. Okay, now let us go back to, okay, so in my home, let me see this portfolio project. Okay, so here create investment program. Okay, similar display investment program, change investment program. So when I click here on the create investment program, you click here, it is taking me to the same transaction which I was executing through GUI. So let us compare these two transactions. Okay, this is through Fury application, and here I'll execute directly in GUI. IM 01. Exactly same. There is no difference. Okay. Basically, SAP has not given all the Fury application. It is just included as a tile directly from GUI, uh, as a HTML tiles. Okay, it is not the UI5 technology. We'll understand that difference, but just to understand as of now, this is exactly the same. What we are having in the GUI, same it is replicated into Fury application here. Okay, as a tile. So there are two ways to perform the transaction directly. You can perform in the Fury application, or directly you perform here in the GUI. So my recommendation is to perform, to execute, to do the practice here in the GUI only, because we are having more options to, more functions available in the GUI. Okay. Here in the Fury application directly you can see that is just a matter of navigation. Okay, functionality wise there is no difference. Okay, once you understand all the functionalities of that particular transaction, you can easily access through this Fury application also. Okay, that is my suggestion. Any question here, please?
Yes, sir. Fury application is means the difference, only advantage is that it is accessible through mobile laptop also, tab also.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, no other difference. No, only the other
No,
way we are reaching the
standard
same thing.
standard Fury application provided by SAP, it is very simple. Okay, only the field which is required, which is mandatory as per that particular transaction, only given. But if you see GUI, there are lots of other functions, tabs are there. Okay, and where SAP has not given any Fury, any UI5 Fury application, in that case they have directly copied the transaction in the HTML technology. Okay, so it will show you as it is. There is no difference. Like if you go into transaction CJ20, and that is just replica of what we are having in the GUI, but that is an HTML. So if you go in particular transaction, let me show you. Okay, this is HTML only. Somewhere I can find it out. Fury menu. No, it comes somewhere. Okay. Okay, I'll check it. Okay, so here, this is as it is, but the UI5 proper, the standard Fiori application, that the look and feel is little different.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so now we are going to understand how to create a program structure. Okay, the first thing is the program definition. Let's see if I'm taking the example of same program. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, so here we are having ABB Limited, we are having infrastructure division, robotics division, transformer division. Okay, so let me create this as, okay, so let us go here and use a SAP menu. Go to accounting, go to investment management programs. So here it is a master data, then investment program definition IM01. Okay, so investment program, first we need to enter this code. Okay, so let's say if I'm saying ABB 2025. Okay, approval years 2025. Okay, approval year is basically when you are going to approve this program. Okay, program type is the profile which we are going to select. Okay, this profile will control the functionality of investment program definition. Okay, so here I am going to use this ABB program type. We'll understand how to configure program type in later stage. Okay, so this I have selected, press enter. System is saying that is already exist. Okay, let me keep something different. Let's say ABB 0125. Okay, I'll keep it like this. Okay, so here ABB program for next 5-year investment. Here you can see some options. Okay, approval year it is coming, display, program type is display, budget distribution, annual budget, budget category, and assignment lock. Okay, so budget distribution, here if you want to distribute the budget annually, that this option need to be selected. Okay, let me select it as of now, otherwise I'll not be able to, select in later stage. Okay, I'm not selecting other things. Okay, person responsible, basically the person who's going to manage this investment. Okay, so here let's say this can be a VP, or let's say the higher management. So here we can maintain the list of all the uh, higher management employee in a table, and then we will get here available to select. Okay, so let's say Thomas is the person who is going to manage it. The next is a fiscal year variant. This particular uh, value basically has to be created by finance consultant. Okay, and this will be available here for selection. Then currency, let's say I'm using euro currency. That's it, and save it. So once I'll save, this program will be created. Program definition is created. Now you can see it here. Okay. Next, can you mute please? I'm getting some distress.
Rama,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Right now, this program we created, it is irrespective of company code, yeah?
Yeah.
And we have used this fiscal year variant.
I'll come to
So,
that point. I'll come to that point. This will be
okay,
automatically here. No.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So now we have created only investment program definition. That is the header. That is the umbrella of all the transaction within the investment management program. Okay. So that is a definition. Now we are going to create a first level of position. Okay. First level of position, that is a technically always it has to be created. Okay, so that further level of position will be under the top level position. Okay, so first is a program definition, then top level of position, then further level of position. Okay, generally we are keeping as it is, like how we have created a program definition. Okay, so this top level position description and everything we supposed to keep it same as we are created program definition. So let us create a top level position here. You will see investment program position, transaction is IM11. Click here. Okay, investment program, same, I'll copy into position ID. Okay, approval year 2025, press enter. Okay, now system will ask for all organization structure values. So this is a controlling area, 8000, it is coming here. Okay, then profit center, cost center, company code you can enter. Okay, company code you can enter here, business area, balance sheet item, currency, plant section, all these organizational units you can enter here. Apart from that, in general data tab, Okay, error different currencies. Okay. See why system is creating this issue, because in this controlling area the currency may be different. Okay, so currency is supposed to be the same. Whatever currency you have selected in investment program definition, that should same as in controlling area. Okay, so let me correct that one. So in transaction IM02 I can change my program definition. So here this is my program definition. Here currency, let me change it to USD. Change. Now I'll go to the create position again. Okay, and now let me go to the general data tab. Okay, now system is allowing. This is system status and user status. Investment reason why you are doing this investment. Let's say it is some strategic objectives. Okay, priority, what is the priority of executing or doing this investment? Let's say it's a normal. And then scale, what is the scale of this investment program, whether it is a small scale, medium scale, or large scale. I'm saying, let's say, medium scale. Okay, roles in hierarchy we'll understand later. Person responsible, let's say for individually for this particular position, who is the person responsible, and valid from which year to which year. So let's say if I'm saying this is valid from 2025 to 2029, for example. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 for next 5 years. Here budget distribution, are you going to execute the distribute budget overall or annual? So we will follow the both. Organization unit, profit center, cost center, will understand in later stage there, because here it is not that much of meaningful and I don't have any example to explain. It's very first session, so just skip as of now. Okay, company code also you can enter it here. Let me select 1710 here. Okay, okay, this tab is depreciation simulation data, where we can keep all depreciation simulation data, asset class, capitalization date, and user field. Here you can add some additional value. Let's say which is the field where you can use for some additional information. Okay, we'll understand the use of all these user fields in later stage. Okay, assignment, here you can assign these measures, okay, these objects directly to this position. There is a order, WBS element, and appropriation request. WBS element and appropriation request is coming because in program type profile only we have allowed to assign these two measures, WBS element and appropriation request. That's why only these two options are available here. Okay, allowed measures, you can say here, you can exactly define which measures is going to be assigned here. Okay, system and user status, you can manage it here. Okay, so we'll understand what is system status, what is user status. Let us save this value. Now top level position is created. Next we need to create a next level of positions. So how to create a next level of position? Go to transaction IM22. Here investment program structure, go to transaction IM22. You enter the investment program, that is a position ID, that is approval year, then press enter. Okay, so this is my top level of position. To create a next level of position, you click here and go to create. Here you enter the positions. Okay, so let's say I'm having infrastructure division, infrastructure division. We are having robotics division. Then we are having a transformer. Okay, here you can enter the position code. Let's say it's the infra, it is a robotics. Okay, it is a transformer. So when I'll say check copy, these all positions will be created. Okay, all values will be copied, common values will be copied from top level to further level of position. So when I save, okay, you go again, see this, you double click here, you can see all these values, investment reason, priority, scale, and these selections, organization units, everything is copied from its top level position. If you have some different values at this level, you can directly change. Is different or investment reason is different, you can select it accordingly. Yeah, do you have any question here, please?
Narama, can you again repeat from the program definition? First, we create program definition, then we create position. After that, we created other division under that, correct?
Yeah, 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 correct.
One more thing, these are we are creating irrespective of project. It can be used in the customer project, overhead project, and investment project, any kind of project, correct?
See, this is as the definition. What definition says here? Investment program, investment management. It is saying that we can use investment management for capital project, for cost project, okay, expense project, or for maintenance project. Because maintenance project is also combination of investment and cost project. This means investment management. This model we can use only for capital project and for cost project. So in customer project, there is a different cycle where we will go without investment management. Okay. In customer project, we are not doing any pre-investment analysis. We are not allocating any budget for it, right? That
Mm.
has to be financed by other party, right? That has to be financed by the customer. So here is the case where we are going to understand what is the proposal to do the investment. What is the budget which we are going to approve internally to do the investment, right? So this we are creating a base. We are creating a basis based on that. All planning, budget controlling, everything will be managed. Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. So let us close this today's session here itself. Okay, tomorrow in next session I'll explain the KDS, key data structure. Key data structure is basically the configuration values which has to be maintained in the configuration. Okay, like when we are creating a investment program, we are selecting the program type. Similarly, we are you can see the user status here. You can see the investment reason, priorities, scales. So all fields are having some values. So where exactly we are going to configure it, where we are going to maintain these values. So these values we are calling it as a KDS, key data structure. So whenever we are discussing the requirement with my client, with my business, okay, that time we'll understand, we are understanding the requirement. Along with that, we need to note down all the KDS values, or wherever we need to ask to the customer, if it is a list, we need to ask to them to provide it. Okay. So for example, that program type, that we can directly recommend that you can have these many program types. Okay, and these particular codes need to be defined in the system. So as per the best practice, we need to formalize. We need to keep some standard procedure to define the codes and to define the values. Okay, that is very important in any implementation project. So in next session, we'll understand it. Okay. Any question, please?
Sir, how to access means you shown the system access, but from where I will get the